Alright, welcome back guys. I hope you're all good and you're all blessed. We are still looking at trigonometry grade 11, and we are revising the diagrams and basic calculations. Now these are very basic calculations that everyone should be able to do, and they are very much common questions in our mathematics paper 2 for grade 11. So here is a question that we need to use for explaining what we need to explain. And once again, when you are dealing with mathematics, it is important for you to make sure you understand the idea that we are explaining. Most learners say to me, no, when I'm in class I understand, but once I'm alone I can't understand anymore. The truth is that even in class you never understood also. You need to understand the idea behind the question, not this particular one, because the question is going to change, the numbers are going to change, but the idea that we are explaining does not change, it stays the same. So let's have a look. Given that 13 times cos theta minus 12 is equal to 0, and the tan theta is less than 0, determine the value of 5 over sine theta minus tan theta. This is a question that can be answered using a diagram. So what we need to do, first of all, is that we must make sure the expression that has been given here, the trigonometric expression that we are given 13 cos theta minus 12. We make cos theta the subject of the formula. That is the first thing to do. We make cos theta the subject of the formula. So that means we're going to now have 13 times the cos of theta minus 12 is equal to 0. If we transpose the 12 to the right hand side, it will give us 13 times the cos of theta is equal to 12. Then we divide both sides by 13, and we also divide here by 13. This will give us the cos of theta is equal to 12 divided by 13. That is the first thing to do. So as a step in my notes, maybe I can record here and say that I must make cos theta the subject. I must make cos theta the subject of the formula. Then from here, I consider two things. The two things to consider is, after making cos theta the subject, we look at this value here to determine whether it is a positive one or a negative one. In our case, it is a positive. So therefore we can say cos theta is positive. What it means is that the diagram that we are going to draw to answer this question must be drawn in the quadrants in which cos theta is positive. And cos theta is positive in quadrant 1, and cos theta is also positive in quadrant 4. That means the diagram for this question must be drawn in one of the two quadrants. The second item to consider is the condition that is given. We are told that tan theta here, tan theta is less than 0. If tan theta is less than 0, it means tan is negative. Anything less than 0 is negative. So we now have got two items. It means we must find the quadrants in which tan is negative. And we know that tan is negative in quadrant 2 and in quadrant 4. Now, after doing this, we can clearly see that where we have two ticks here, that's where the diagram must be drawn. So basically, the diagram must be drawn in one quadrant that satisfies both conditions. The first condition, it must be a quadrant in which cos theta is positive. The second condition, it must be a quadrant in which tan theta is negative. So out of the two quadrants where cos is positive, the only quadrant where tan is negative is quadrant 4. So we draw a diagram in quadrant 4. Now, in quadrant 4, when you draw your diagram, you make sure that the 90-degree angle is on the x-axis. Now from here, we take the expression that we have, cos theta is equal to 12 over 13, and align this with the formula for cos. the cos of an angle is equal to adjacent divided by hypotenuse according to trigonometric ratios. So what it means is that in our triangle, the opposite is 12, and the adjacent of hypotenuse, the adjacent is 12, and the hypotenuse is 13. Cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. Then we calculate the third side of the triangle using the theorem of Pythagoras. I'm going to call it y for now. Then using the theorem of Pythagoras, y is equal to the square root of 13 squared minus 12 squared, which is equal to the square root of 169 minus 144, which gives us the square root of 25, and the square root of 25 is equal to 5. The third side of this triangle has got 5 units. Important now, the square root of a number in maths is always a negative and a positive. So when you reach here, you choose the positive or negative according to the position of your value on the grid. On the x and y axis, the x-axis is positive on the right hand side and it is negative on the left. The y-axis is positive upwards and it is negative at the bottom. So because the value of y is downwards, this y has to be a negative 5. So the value of y in our case is going to be a negative 5. Then we are done drawing the diagram. After drawing the diagram, we now substitute into the expression that has been given